I came home to find my $30,000 solar panel system torn from the ground, a heap of twisted metal and shattered glass. It looked like a tornado had hit my front yard, but there was no storm, just Elaine Carver. She stood there, arms crossed, smirking like she'd solved world hunger instead of wrecking my property. "You were warned," she said, shaking her head. "The HOA doesn't allow ugly additions." Ugly? My panels were sleek, cutting edge, barely visible from the street. Meanwhile, Elaine's house was a gaudy shrine to the 80s, with plastic pelicans and a gang of oversized garden gnomes. I clenched my fists, keeping my voice level. "You destroyed my legally installed property." "That's illegal." Elaine's side dripped with condescension. "Not when the HOA enforces its rules, Ethan. I have full authority. Maybe next time you'll think before defying us." I stared, pulse racing. I'd heard HOA horror stories, but living one under a woman who acted like the neighborhood's queen was surreal. "What about my money?" I snapped. "Who's paying?" Her smile turned saccharine. "Not my problem. Follow the rules next time." She sauntered off, leaving me with the ruins of my energy system. The kicker? The HOA had no legal say over solar panels here. Elaine had overstepped, betting I wouldn't fight back. That was her first mistake. 2 days later, I sat in my home office, coffee in hand, legal documents sprawled across my laptop screen. Digging deep, I found something that nearly made me choke. The HOA didn't control the neighborhood's power grid, I did. When I bought this house, the land came from a private sale, including a developer-installed power system. The HOA relied on my grid to feed every home. A grin spread across my face. Elaine thought she held power over me, but I powered her life. Ideas swirled. Legally, I could manage my property as I pleased, even cutting service to anyone I chose. A few tweaks, some flipped switches, and Elaine and her HOA cronies would taste true powerlessness. I played it cool, letting her gloat as she paraded her victory. Behind the scenes, I prepared. This wasn't just for her, but the entire board that backed her. I chose the blackout night carefully. Elaine's infamous HOA meeting, where she droned on about fining people for overgrown lawns or wrong-colored porch lights. At 8 p.m., as she ranted about uniform mailboxes, I hit the final button on my control panel. The neighborhood plunged into darkness glorious. Confused shouts erupted as the meeting crashed. Porch lights, street lamps, security cameras, even Elaine's garish chandelier, her regal pride went dead. Panic spread. Homeowners stumbled out, phones glowing like fireflies. Elaine's voice cut through. "What the hell's going on? Call the power company." I leaned on my porch, sipping a beer, watching the chaos unfold. Neighbors dialed, yelled across yards. No one suspected me. After 10 minutes, Elaine took charge, storming to her assistant. "Mark," snapping, "call the electric company now." Mark fumbled his phone, then frowned. "They say no outages here. No issues." Elaine spat. "Impossible. Look around. Time to step in." I sauntered over, feigning concern. "Weird, huh? An outage just for the HOA area, not the town." Her eyes narrowed. "What do you know?" I shrugged. "This grid's private, not city-owned." I paused, savoring her dawning dread. Mark gulped. "Private? Who?" "Me," I said, smiling. Silence. Gasps rippled. Elaine's jaw twitched. "What do you mean, you?" she barked. "I own the grid lines, transformers, everything. The HOA uses it. Or did." I sipped my beer. Elaine gaped, pointing. "You're lying." I pulled my phone, showing the deed and utility records. "Read it." She snatched it, eyes racing over the text, confusion, disbelief, then horror draining her face. "This can't be," she whispered. "The HOA controls everything here," she insisted. "Not this," I said, pocketing my phone. "The developer sold it with the land. I bought it." Mark whistled. "So you can turn it back on?" "Sure," I nodded. "Just don't want to." Murmurs erupted. Anger shifted to Elaine. "Wait," a woman said. "Ethan can cut power anytime." A man groaned. "Great, we pay him now." I raised my hands. "Nope, no charges." I ran it free until Elaine trashed my panels. Eyes turned to her. The crowd simmered, targeted me, and they were collateral. "You can't do this." "Extortion," Elaine sputtered. "I don't have to do anything," I replied. "But here's a deal. Power's back if you meet 2 terms." Her eyes narrowed. "What?" "1. Replace my panels your cash. No HOA tricks. 2. Resign as president tonight. Gasps swept through. Her fists clenched. You're insane. Fine. Enjoy the dark. I shrugged. Murmurs grew. Whispers turned to nods. Sarah, fined for a birdhouse last month, stepped up. I second that. Let's vote. Elaine whirled. What? A vote? Now, Sarah said. All for Elaine resigning. Hands rose, slow but firm. Elaine's face twisted. Traitors, she screeched. The last hand sealed it. I tapped my phone. Lights flared one except at Elaine's. She stood, stunned, as the neighborhood glowed, her house a dark island. Cheers broke out. She spun to me. Turn my power on now. I savored my beer. No, a vein throbbed. This is illegal. Grid's on. Everyone's got power. If yours is out, check with the HOA. Oh, wait, you're not in it anymore. Laughter rippled. Her face burned. She stormed home, yanking out her phone. I'll get an electrician. You won't win. 5 minutes later, she stomped back. They're booked for weeks. Crazy, I said. Almost like no one likes HOA drama. I'd tipped local electricians earlier. Elaine's reputation for petty fines made them busy. She was alone. No title, no power, no help. Neighbors mocked her openly. Some shook my hand, thanking me for ending her reign. She paced, desperate. I'll sue for cutting my power. For what? I sighed. I own the grid. No law says I supply you, especially after you trashed my property. Actually, I'll sue you vandalism, destruction. Got footage of your crew. Her jaw dropped. You wouldn't. Filing now. Cops might like it too. And those panels? You'll pay. Big bill. Silence. Elaine shrank, defeated. She turned, shoulders sagging, and shuffled to her dark house. The crowd thinned, laughing. Sarah grinned. Best thing I've seen. Happy to help, I said. Days later, Elaine laid low, her HOA clout gone. She begged neighbors for help. None courage bullied them too long. Then a moving truck rolled up. By noon, she was packed, staring at her former kingdom. Our eyes met, no smugness, just defeat. She drove off without a word. That night, I flipped her power back onto late for her. Weeks later, with a new HOA board, I installed reinforced solar panels, legally untouchable. The neighborhood lightened, decorations appeared, kids roamed free, dumb rules faded. I threw a barbecue. Folks came willingly, not forced. A solar-powered spotlight now hit Elaine's old house at dusk, a golden reminder, don't mess with me.